Hey guys, Michelle here with this week's devotional. Let's jump straight into it. I hope everyone's having a great week, and I wanted to start off this week's video by telling you guys a story. I hope it'll really drive home the two anchor verses for this week. So we're going to be talking about identity and God's divine purpose for us. So the story I want to share with you guys happened very recently, and it has to do with an item on our menu. So everyone knows that we have these new cauliflower crust pizzas, right? These like little individual mini pizzas that are, for one person. I guess it could be shared, but anyway, what happened recently is I think some of us, and myself 100% included in this, we get into this habit, and it says it right on the box, right? It's a gluten-free pizza crust because it's made with cauliflower instead of flour. So some of us have gotten into the habit, and I've definitely heard it around, but some of us had gotten into the habit of calling it the gluten-free crust, the gluten-free crust. I mean, that's what it's called. It's what it's called right on the box. But something happened recently where someone consumed one, thinking it was a true gluten-free product, and this person ended up getting really sick and didn't realize that they had celiac disease, which some of you who know what celiac is they are completely allergic to anything gluten. Flour, stuff like that, any kind of binding agent that uses flour. It's a protein, it's an allergy to this protein. Anyway, so this person ended up finding out that they have celiac, and they got really sick, and started thinking about, like, wow, we're not calling it its actual name. The name on the menu is the cauliflower crust pizza, and we have to get away from calling it gluten-free because it's not truly gluten-free. And the reason it's not truly gluten-free is because we're still using the same cutting boards, we're using the same pans, we're using the same knife to cut the pizza with, right? So all of these things cause cross-contamination, and therefore that person who actually needs a gluten-free item may end up getting gluten into their pizza. So that's why we don't actually call it the gluten-free pizza. We call it cauliflower crust. So we have to remind ourselves, right? Getting out of the habit, and even me myself, it's taken well over 2 weeks to really kind of get over calling it gluten-free, because the way we treat the crust is not truly gluten-free. We actually don't have the ability to be gluten-free, to treat the cauliflower crust as a true gluten-free item, just because we would need a whole new cutting boards, a whole new knife, a whole new everything. We just don't have the space, and we don't have the bandwidth to be able to do fully true gluten-free in that case. Even putting it in the same oven, it could be an issue. So in any case, it kind of brought me to thinking about calling ourselves something that we're not, or not submitting to what God's true purpose for us is, and what the effects of that might be. So the way I kind of look at it is, if we're not following God's true purpose for us, if we're not looking to Him, if things are just not going well, and we're not looking to Him for guidance, we're not looking to Him, and we're not living out our actual divine purpose, the one that He's given us, if we're not listening to who He says we are, we could possibly be hurting ourselves or hurting people around us that we really care about. So today's anchor verses, I'll bring them up here really quick. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good, what is acceptable, and what is perfect." Only God knows those things, right? Only God knows what is perfect for us. He's the one who knows. So anytime we're feeling conflicted, or maybe just things aren't going right, it just doesn't seem to be easy, maybe we need to be having a conversation with God and just seeking what He truly feels about this particular thing. Another really great verse, and I had to put this one in here, is James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So if we don't call ourselves what we truly are, and we don't submit to God's divine purpose for us, we could be hurting people around us or hurting ourselves unintentionally without knowing, and just reminding ourselves to continuously have that relationship with God, to be seeking Him anytime something just seems off. Right. So, again, the case with the pizza, I had to take a step back and say, well, what happened here? Where was the misunderstanding? And it was just, we were calling it something that it wasn't, and we have to reset. Right. And it's okay. It's okay to pivot and look at our mistake and learn from it. So that's just to tell everybody, hey, let's make sure that we're not calling it the gluten-free pizza. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it cauliflower crust. And if people are truly looking for something that is gluten-free, we should probably steer more towards like a burger, or let's steer towards like the chicken sandwich, where we can make it with a gluten-free bun, something that's individually wrapped. It's, it doesn't see an oven or anything like that could possibly cross-contaminate it, because it is wrapped and protected. So just hoping that's helpful for you guys. And I really thought that it was an inspiration to use for this week's devotional. Again, I love using real life stories to really try to illustrate some of this stuff, and really help remember. Like, I'm really bad at remembering verses in the Bible and stuff, and doing stuff like this where it relates, because everything in the Bible is relatable. It helps you remember it, and helps you remember where that passage lived in the Bible. So hopefully these devotionals are helpful for you. They certainly have been for me. It's been a trip doing this. So I hope y'all are enjoying these. Hope everyone's having a great week. And I just want to do a big shout out. Gosh, we had our staff meeting today where we welcomed our new associate pastor. It was really, really amazing. And I was able to really sing all of y'all's praises, just with how shorthanded we were this past week and weekend, and how, there's a lot that could have went wrong with so many key people out for the weekend. But everything went just so awesome. Everyone mentioned how much fun everyone was having. We have a lot of people who are working in areas that they don't normally work in, on a day that they don't work on normally. And I really feel like not only did we pull it off, we pulled it off well. We made everyone else proud. And I really feel like we learned a lot too from last weekend on, things in productivity, just looking at different ways of doing things. So I've definitely got some ideas from last weekend to share with some of the leads for this weekend. But I am glad that everyone's back. I hope everyone's happy and healthy, and had a really great long weekend. I'll see you guys this weekend. If not, hopefully soon. Miss you guys. Love you guys so much. And I hope you enjoyed this.